Welcome back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. I am D, that is E, and we are both here to share our lightning quick reviews. Now, as many of you have known over the course of time, you've been involved with our live streams on our lightning quick reviews, and they are definitely not
lightning quick.
They seem to take a lot of time, an hour, 15 minutes, or what? I don't know why. I mean, we're only doing like 5 minutes a book, maybe. We try to be really fast, but
yeah, that's what happens when you get 10 books.
That's true. We have a large pull list, so we have a large review time. But you get to hear the review from an old fogey and a young dude, a whippersnapper.
But also, that pull list may be getting smaller.
It will be as time goes on. Things get. I've already cut things out, and I'm sure more will get cut as I get bored, especially after this week's stuff. So we had you saw our pull list video from on Wednesday. We got a lot of good stuff this week. A lot of new things came out with big deals, right? So we had Wolverine #1 that just came out. We had Batman 89, but Joker's new girlfriend, right? The big book everybody's clamoring to get and to find out it's just a cameo. Hey, Just Rican, how you doing, man?
Right.
Hey, do you see that? Do you see that? My unboxing video will come out around 8:30 tonight.
Coincidentally, that's the time we leave.
But yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. All right, so we'll get started into our reviews now, and like we do normally, I'll have a little spill, and then he'll have a little spill, and we'll go through it that way. Little. We'll try to make it quick. All right, so first up, Wolverine #1. Now, Wolverine #1. This was good. Now, when it first came out, I saw the $7.99 price tag, and my first thought was like, "Are you kidding?" I mean, you already have like 6 or 7 X-Men comics, and then now you want to sell me another one for $8 first, right out of the gate.
Then you picked it up.
Then I picked it up, and I mean, look at this.
You get to see inside of Wolverine's body.
I mean, that's crazy. He is half melted.
You get to see him.
He goes, but I know that. But I do
back.
know this. I am an expert on pain. I've been beaten, poisoned, burned, bombed, slashed, stabbed, shot, electrocuted, drowned. I've been knifed through with hot veins of metal, and I've had my bones turned inside out. The writing in this was great. Adam Kubert did the art in the first story. Fantastic.
Imagine that sentence, just Wolverine-esque.
Very Wolverine-esque. And then we get this dad, right? This dad is like a DEA agent, and that's his daughter, in the bed over there. And, he's looking at her, he goes, hey, well, some people are stealing them and using them for other stuff, bad stuff, and that is making your dad really mad. Great writing here.
The antibiotic petals.
So Krakoa has the petals. They're going to turn the petals into medicine. Somebody's stealing them and turning it into a drug called pollen.
I just got that.
and then, I mean, look at this right here. They teleport into the den of the X-Cult, right?
Yeah, this comic is like the only one I have seen in a while that goes all the way across both pages. They do that
2-page spreads, man. It was awesome. And then they look at this. She made him put a seed in his eye. What? It's nuts. And then you got, the pale ghost lady who, I mean, Wolverine had killed his whole team, and now there's this pale ghost lady. It was crazy. It was crazy.
That was neat. And
then we get to story #2. And then I realized, this is actually 2 books. So, it's still a little pricey. $4 a book, $3.99, but that is the going rate, right? That's what we're paying for comics. And again, Benjamin Percy with Victor Bogdanovich.
Gotta love the good old days when it was 20 cents.
Back when I was a kid. But the art, I mean, look at this.
Took me
The
a quarter to get a comic book and Rocky Road candy bar.
It was Reese's peanut butter cups and A&W root beer and 2 comics. That's what I got with my allowance. So
You got allowance?
I worked really hard. So you got Wolverine talking about, hey, his job is to protect Krakoa, and he sees enemies, Magneto and Apocalypse, and there's kids on the island, stuff like that. And then, Omega Red walks through the gate, and he's like, and then we turn into, it was great. Magneto stops him, and he goes, why don't you just show us what's outside the gate? Throws him through the gate. Thing is beating up Omega Red, right? The dude sucks life out of people with his little tentacles, and they throws Wolverine through. Hey, protect us! Figure out what's out there. And they come to find out it is it's vampires. Hopefully, you all read this, and you're knowing that. Hey, these lightning quick reviews do have some spoilers. I try to avoid as much as I can, but it happens. And so he meets this nice
suck life.
He meets this nice young lady in France.
Selling dog rose.
Selling dog rose.
Dog.
It's supposed to be vampires supposed to hate it, and so she's there, and Wolverine gets basically chewed up on, and all the vampires.
He gets tapped with a tree tap.
Yeah, it was crazy, and then so basically, and then there's a twist at the end that I'm going to leave out. But this was great. This was a great story. This was well worth the $7.99 that I paid for it, and
that he paid for it.
That I paid, and then I paid extra for the alternate cover because I'm a chump.
There won't be a lot of sucking going on in the next issue.
All right, thanks for that.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay. So that so that was a really good issue. It was definitely, in my opinion, definitely worth the $7.99. I don't know if you've all picked it up or not, where you got it, but I if you missed it, go get it. It was definitely worth the money that I spent on it because it was a great story. Had great art, both stories.
Yeah.
Adam Kubert's art, Victor Bogdanovich, great artists, good stuff.
And both stories had a good what the crap ending.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Old Fogey recommends. Young Whippersnapper
recommend.
What's
the cover? What's the other alternate cover that you didn't get?
Well, they had the die-cast one. I was like, okay, and then they had just his like an old painting of him, which I really wanted the Alex Ross cover. Wanted he's out in the forest. That looked really cool. I did get the one where he's like a little kid.
He's in a kiddie pool.
The anime one where he's like a little kid, a cartoony one. That's what it is. So I did get that one, but So the next book we're going to look at is Undiscovered Country number 4. Undiscovered Country number 4. Now, honestly, I'm bored. I really am. I picked up the twist. I picked up the second twist. Hey, Grayman, how you doing, man? Something's got to pick up in the next issue, or this is definitely off the pull list. I think it might be better as a TV series. I think it
actually, yes.
I think it's written more for being a TV series, and I think this is just what they got to do.
Reminded me of a Netflix episode.
What they got to get the TV series. I mean, that's all this is for. But I'm still going to get that slabbed because I think I can sell it once the TV series starts. But I'm not collecting these anymore. I'm getting one more. Hey, Superior Hero Reviewers, how you doing? I think I'm getting one more, and then that's off my pull list. So right now, Old Fogey's recommendation, no, do not buy.
If you like reading the script to a TV show, maybe for you.
All right, some people might like it. Old Fogey does not like it. Young Fogey did not like it either.
It was okay.
So yeah. All right.
They did talk about a Golden Spike.
There was a Golden Spike.
Undiscovered Country number 1.
This one right here, Superior.
It's signed. Ooh.
I did a Vantage box, and this came in with the box.
Ooh.
So it's Undiscovered Country number 1 with Charles Soule and Scott Snyder signatures.
And a certificate of authentication.
So I'm thinking about getting that one slabbed.
Yeah, that's a good comic to get slabbed.
So we'll see. I mean, I know it's gotten optioned. If it happens to go to production and get made, I think that's going to be worth some money. But for reading of it, I think some people like it. Some people, I mean, I don't know what it is. I didn't like it. He didn't like it. So
we like action.
All right. So the next one we got was
Daredevil
18. Now, story, Chip Zdarsky is killing it.
Yes.
This story is fantastic. The things he has Daredevil doing, I love it. The art, on the other hand, is not my cup of tea. I mean, it's not bad. It is just, it's not the best. To me, it's very, very elementary. It's just not my style. But I mean, when Daredevil, this here, Daredevil's in the car driving, and he's listening out the window, and is talking about the years of practice he had to have. The wind makes it hard. The city makes it hard, but I've trained for this. I can cut through the sounds, through the raindrops. It sounds like thousands of machine guns. And it's like, that was cool. And then he can hear him actually hearing different conversations out the window.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Then he gets up to the dude that's holding the gun, and he walks up and goes, "Here, I'll take care of it." And he just walks up to the dude.
See you, Rod.
And takes it. Hey, see you later, Rod. Takes the gun right out of the guy's hand. And Rod, that AOK video is coming out later tonight. Watch while I unpack stuff. It was awesome. Thank you so much. And sub up Rod if you haven't done that yet. Just Rican and his comics. He's a great guy. Does a lot for the community.
Yes.
And so then there's a big twist in this as well. So I'm not going to spoil that either. But this here, look at this.
Oh yeah.
War is about to go down in Hell's Kitchen. I am so excited. This is fantastic. All the different mob bosses are going at it. This is crazy. The
boys are back in town is all I'm hearing.
Boys are all right. But yeah, that looks fantastic. So Old Fogey recommends it, definitely. Young Whippersnapper.
Yeah. What? You're not 90. Why are you saying whippersnapper?
You got to come up with a good name for you. If I'm Old Fogey, you're what? Me. You gotta have a nickname, something I can call you. All right. Next, we picked up Justice League 41. Now, yes. I heard a lot of conversation about that, and what you got to understand when you're reading this is basically everything that Snyder did is wiped out.
Gone.
It's gone. The minute they ran through that doorway in the last issue of 39, everything that happened with Apex Predator Luthor and the Source Wall and all that stuff is gone. It doesn't exist. It's over. It's not there anymore. It's gone. It is just life carried on from that as if it never happened. Now, it's kind of irritating because it was 30 issues or something like that. And then it's just gone. I get that. That's kind of frustrating. Also, the fact that 5G is coming out. So this is probably going to be null and void. Is there real stakes when you know it's just going to get wiped out? That also is kind of irritating. That's a whole different book. But the stuff in here was fantastic. The art is good. Look at that. Eradicator knocking Superman around.
The art was this week not awful.
We got a lot of Daxamites, which are basically descendants of Kryptonians, but they've knocked out all the bad weaknesses they have.
Kryptonite.
So all they have basically, the Kryptonite's gone. I don't know if lead any of that has issues with them, but the Justice League are just getting their butts handed to them.
Yeah, they took it from using a magnifying glass to burn stuff to a solar panel.
Yep, look at Flash is just getting the tar beat out of him.
Oh, you're supposed to be the fastest man alive.
And so Flash, so the question, Flash gets knocked back. Then he goes, Flash, run. Tell everyone what happened here. Tell them, get ready. I love fighting with you all. and then he gets. I don't know what's happening there. Something happens. Something's happening with Flash.
He knew they were gonna die,
but he still could have gotten away and got more people. He didn't get beat up that much. But then, Madam Xanadu comes in and kaboom. Look at that.
Yeah, after Batman Dark Knights it.
Yeah, he does the whole Camelot thing, right? So then there's another twist at the end of this. I'm not going to give it to you. No spoil on that. But hey, this was a pretty good issue. It's not the top issue this week. It was a solid issue. There were things that
definitely
what's
top
happening,
5.
but it's definitely up there. It was a really good. The art was really good.
Probably
The
top
writing was
3.
really good. I really enjoy Venditti,
Vendetti.
and Lopristi's art is really good too. So, Old Fogey, recommend.
Young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So recommend.
This one.
All right. Didn't like it?
$6.
All right. I enjoyed this comic. Okay. This was DCeased Unkillables #1. I liked the cover. All right.
Covers.
The cover is why it's $6. Normally it's not. It's $4.99. It's $5.
Yeah.
Because it's the #1 of a new series, and they try to gouge you any way they can to get that extra few dollars. So it's got the hardcover on it, the harder stock.
Hey, it's a thick cover,
but this story, I mean,
the art in here was
great.
Exceptional. I really liked this art.
So Slade is in there to do a contract,
Mhm.
and he walks in, and he doesn't realize yet that he was fighting zombies. But then he does realize it as he's killing a dude. He looks at his phone when he finishes, and then it's inside of me, and everything goes black. But he can heal. So when he comes to, he's in another whole freaking place, choking a dude. Hey, the boy US7, how you doing? And he, what is going on? Can you imagine? You go in and fulfill a contract. You look at your phone after you start killing these. You're like, something's going wrong. And then then you wake up and you're choking a dude inside the middle of the city, way far away from where you were. Great intro into this. That was fantastic. He goes.
It'd be an awful way to wake up, just choking some guy.
Awful. And then Red Hood shows up in the Batcave. Superior. This cover. I wish my store had the Wonder Woman one, because that was really cool looking too.
Yeah,
but
your
this cover is
store
great.
with the alternate covers were.
My store doesn't like to get the alternate
lacking.
covers. Very, very little alternate covers. We get to see the Bat Dog, and then he buries.
That dog was cool.
And then he buries everybody, and then you get this. I mean, this was great. Bruce Wayne, father, mentor, Batman. Right? That was great. Yeah, when I saw the only 2 covers I had, I definitely wanted this one. Wonder Woman was the other one I would have gotten right after this. This cover was great. All right, so Slade goes to rescue. I think it's his daughter. Mirror Master pulls him through, and they meet up with Vandal Savage, and Vandal Savage has basically put a crew together, with the Creeper and all these kind of people. So, hey, a bunch of stuff there. And then we see the old school Orphan. All right, the one with the face. I mean, the old school Orphan there, right? That's the one I like. That's one from Batman No Man's Land, which I'm reading right now. That's fantastic to have her back, kicking butt. And then she doesn't talk well. Oh, still, mourn later, move now. Perfect, man. I loved it. I'm not necessarily a big fan of Tom King. Not Tom King. Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
They always get mixed up, right?
No, it's just you with your names.
But he does very well in DCeased, and he's doing very well with Unkillables so far. Red Hood ties the Joker to the front of the Batmobile and drives him around like that. That was crazy. And then they show up at a schoolyard, and he's like, "Hey, you might want to take the Joker off the front of your hood." Perfect. Hey, Samuel, how you doing, man? So yeah, for me, definite recommend. I enjoyed it. It was a great read. So Old Fogey says recommend.
Recommend. It was good art. It was a relatively good story. So yeah.
So this I picked up, but this is going on my pull.
Actually, that's like the best art this week.
All right. So next week, Red, we're actually going a little bit quicker than I expected. We're doing pretty good.
Right?
All
20
right,
minutes and 5 books.
Hey, Jaguar, how you doing, man? So the next was
Jaguar.
the Amazing Spider-Man 39. This I have not been picking up the Amazing Spider-Man. I dropped it basically right after the hunt. I was kind of irritated, and I didn't feel the payoff after the hunt was good. I just kind of think they kind of let me down. So I was like, drop it. But the art in here was really good. The story was fantastic. I like the fact that Jay Jameson is now moved into the digital realm, and he's got a podcast, and he's on the internet, and he's doing a bunch of stuff. That was cool. I like the fact that they put the two of them into a room to have a podcast together, and they basically end up in an argument. I mean, look at this. Jay Jameson's like, every chance you got, you made fun of me, insulted me, and Peter's sitting there like this going, and you see the thoughts around his head. I have no idea what you're talking about. That was great.
It's classic Peter.
Then you got the Foreigner in here. Apparently, the Foreigner's running some gambling den, and they decide to make a bet. And can you steal Web Shooter off Spider-Man's arm? So that's kind of the subplot going on here, where that guy comes up. But yeah, the fight, Jay Jameson and Peter Parker going back and forth about responsibility, who did what, who did this, and then Spider-Man jumps across the table and knocks Jay Jameson down, and then what's his face is there to steal the Web Shooter. So yeah, this actually was a good old-fashioned Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
All right. Where Jay Jameson and Spider-Man at the old school used to, be at each other. And this kind of covered all that old history. But they're still, they're now working together in a sense. Jay Jameson wants to pay him back. But now you see all this where they're still butting heads about responsibility, etc. Hey, Superior Man, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be around somewhere. So this was a good old school Spider-Man adventure, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm probably gonna be adding it back to my pull list.
Oh my goodness!
Because I like it.
The cover's great.
The cover is great. All right, so Old Fogey says recommend,
It's just
and
Jay.
I am gonna give the next issue 40 a chance, and I'm gonna put it to the pull list and check it out.
It's just Triple J just spitting everywhere.
Hey, Sam, are you leaving? Thanks, man, for joining us. If you are,
I think he's telling.
Oh, are you saying later to Superior? All right. Either way, thanks for joining us. All right, so recommend for me and
recommend, yeah.
So he recommends Spider-Man as well. So this is one of the only places you will get an under 18's review of the comic and what your kids might actually enjoy.
I've been told I'm special, so I don't know if your kids may enjoy it or not.
Okay, all right. So next we got Batman 89.
Batman.
This was the one, right? The one that was selling ahead of time for $69, and people were buying 9.8 pre-slabbed books for what?
120.
All right, so basically, it's for a cameo appearance of one Punchline. All right, so this is the first cameo, right there, and then
hair.
We get the second cameo because it's right there. So there was a rumor I saw that apparently she wasn't in it at all. It was all a fake out. No, she's in it. She is there as a cameo. But yeah, Hell Arisen is supposed to be the first full appearance, and it's already sold out everywhere. I was supposed to have it on my pull list, but apparently they didn't have it on my pull list. So I may not be getting it, and I'm a little irritated with my shop at the moment because I got 1 and 2. So why in the world is 3 not on my pull list? I don't know. So it looks like, I'm not going to get that one. But the art in here, look at this. The fight scene between Batman and Gunsmith was fantastic. It was beautiful. The one issue I had in this was the fact that here we are on what was issue 89, so it's the 4th issue. We have Carlo Pagulian, Gillian March, and Danny Miki all doing art on this. So this is the fourth book in a row where we have multiple or different artists. No, it's there. So we've swapped artists again. I now, don't get me wrong, the art's great. But you can actually tell when it changes between artists. They have a little bit different style. That's kind of takes you out a little bit, right? It kind of okay. But it was good. The art was good. It was just kind of, can we stick with one team? That would be great. There's also a first appearance in here that nobody talks about.
On uniform.
I think it's a first appearance because I've not heard of him before. The designer. I haven't seen him appear anywhere else. I think that's the first appearance of the designer. If any of you knows differently, let me know. We've got some history on the Tooth Eater. This dude killed people, pulled their teeth out, and surgically implanted it in their stomach. So overall, the book was good. Tinian is doing a great job on this story. The only issues I have with it, one, is that they keep switching artists. I want one team. Two, they hyped this book up so much for no reason, and people
for hair and lips,
and people are. I mean, it was a cameo, and people I think got taken because they're not paying attention to what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, and people got taken for a lot of money for no reason at all. But yeah, first designer at least. But I probably won't get Punchline, and we may. I mean, I think it'd be hilarious if Punchline only lasts like 4 issues.
Batman 90.
Batman 90. No, this 89. Batman 90 is now. I don't know if Hell Arisen is going to have a full appearance or a cameo again.
Okay.
I don't trust anything.
The designer is a new DC villain.
But designer is a new DC villain.
Supposed to come out in Batman number 90. And that he's bringing together Gotham's greatest criminals for the perfect crime.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so the next book we got, it was called The Plunge. The Plunge number 1. Now, basically, some ship was supposed to have disappeared in the past and now shows up in the present. And there's like a bunch of bugs and monsters. And honestly, I didn't get the first issue very well. I don't feel like it set it up very well. There was a whole section that was inappropriate for children. So you kind of have to, it was kind of like, okay, he's old enough, but I mean, it wasn't indecent. It was just kind of inappropriate. You know what I mean? And so I don't know about the story yet. I don't know. I didn't get it. It wasn't that scary. It was really slow. And I think it finally picked up on the last page. But I still don't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tinian said that the Punchline's appearance in Hell Arisen is only a second cameo. And I think Batman 90 is actually the first full appearance. If that's true and that works out that way, then I'll have it on my pull already. We'll see. Because, I've been fooled by Batman people before, like a wedding that never happened. Yeah.
I feel all that paper just wasted, all those invitations.
I'm like, you handed out invitations. How many trees did you kill to hand out invitations at every store to a wedding that never happened? All right.
It would have been cheaper just to make the book.
Stop yelling about it now. Sure. All right. So the last book we got was Teen Titans number 39. This is one, again, that I was reading, and it was okay. But I had to trim back a little bit. And so it was one of the ones that hit, I had to cut. But I heard some good things about what Adam Glass is doing with the team. And so I picked it up again, saying, let me give it another shot. I've trimmed down some other junk off the pull, so I have some room to
junk
grow things again. So I did grab this, and it starts out, and definitely not a good place to jump into the story, but also the start of a new story arc at the same time. So that was kind of odd because it starts the Genie War, right? I mean, where does it say that? All right, so part 1 of The Devil Made Me Do It, Djinn War, part 1, The Devil Made Me Do It. So it's the start of a story arc, but we start out right in the middle of combat, and something happened to Djinn, and she's trapped in some way. But the art, look at that, the art in here was just great. I enjoyed it.
Someone took the Djinn and made her a genie.
It looked like somebody broke her lamp, and then the ring comes flying off her finger onto her older brother, which happens to be the devil. And so now the devil is there, and he wants to assault the gates of heaven, and he's got to get the spirit stone from the Djinn, but she's allowed to break one command, and the one command she's never broken is where is the soul stone. And to come to find out, the soul stone is actually here with Jakeem Thunder.
Ooh.
Right? This dude is from a long time ago. This guy has been around for a long time. The artist on this is Thompson. Let me get his name.
I mean, it's not awful.
Script was by Adam Glass and Robbie Thompson. Eduardo Pansica did the pencils. Eduardo Pansica. I mean, it looks really pretty good.
Yes.
It looks good. He was a JSA character from way back, but he was a blonde-haired white dude way back, and he had the genie. And I think the genie has now swapped to working with Jakeem Thunder. Okay. So I think it was Johnny Thunder way back with the JSA. I mean, a long time ago. And he comes in, and I mean, he turns into Satan there. He rips the soul stone. Right. Johnny Thunder was the first one. There's like a blonde-haired white dude. And then now Jakeem has the amulet, or no, it's the pencil. It's the pen, right? So he click, and he summons the genie.
Oh, what was that movie? Percy Jackson.
I guess.
You need a pen that turned into a sword.
So basically, they bring everybody back. The Teen Titans are like, okay, he's got all 10 rings, so he's got all 10 Djinn. He's got the Spirit Stone. He just sucked the power all together, and he's about to assault the gates of heaven. The spell they had that was supposed to work didn't work, and they are at a loss. The team is like, okay, what are we going to do? And Robin says, okay, the only way to help is actually to get into purgatory. And the way we're going to get to purgatory is by going through hell. And Jakeem goes, and how are we supposed to do that? And he goes, we're going to die. Look at the face of Jakeem and the rest of the team.
Oh, that's great.
The only one that doesn't seem to have a problem with it is Crush. She's like, again, something out. Wait a minute. I can't really die. And my dad is Lobo. That's the one thing we don't do. All right. So I don't know how that's going to happen.
Oh goodness.
So for me, this was a recommend. It actually was pretty good. It's not a great jumping off point, but at the same time it is, because it's starting a new storyline. It's kind of weird. Jaguar Man, thanks for joining us in here. And yeah, we'll see you later tonight somewhere around somewhere. So again, we'll go through them real quick. Recommend. Great book. Probably getting dropped off my pull list.
Recommend.
They need a new artist. My opinion. I've heard other people really like the art, and I get it, but it's just not for me. But the writing is fantastic.
You're more gritty. You don't like the clean cartoon comic book.
No, I do.
Because
I like more realistic.
That looks how Young Justice does it.
I don't like how Young Justice does it. Apparently, I liked this art. I liked this art.
Yeah, those are more gritty.
They're not gritty.
Yeah,
I don't know. Your definition of gritty and mine are different. This one was a recommend.
definitely.
I liked this as well.
Great cover.
This was a recommend. Even though I hadn't been picking it up, I am probably going to start picking this up again. It was definitely really good. This is still a recommend with Tinian, but again, I think he's only got 11 more issues.
They overhyped it.
Which basically means 3 more months. And who knows who's going to take over Batman at that point. So for right now, with Tinian running it, good. But again, multiple artists. I'm not liking that. Get one artist on there and keep it. This one, I don't know if you like horror. Maybe you'll get it. I didn't get it. I'll probably grab number 2 just so I can maybe figure out what's going on. But when I start reading dialogue and then I feel myself skipping, and then I like, okay, it's not interesting me. Granted, I read a lot of books, so if a book's got to keep me interested, but I read really fast. So again, sometimes if I'm skipping, if dialogue's making me skip over it, and I'm just gonna go and I'm missing it because of the art, it wasn't worth my time. All right, and then this was definitely a recommend. I'm probably gonna be adding this back to my pull list. So, agreement?
Yeah.
All right. So
the only thing we don't agree on is the art of Daredevil.
He likes the art of Daredevil.
It's basically the stuff Teen Titans, the original, Young Justice, all of these cartoon comic book stuff. I literally grew up watching. So maybe I'm sorry you only had 3 channels and Gilligan's Island was your favorite TV show as a kid.
It was not my favorite. It was Knight Rider. Get it right.
But this, I don't know.
All right. Well, that's a good thing about comics is that we all can have our preference, and we can always buy what we like, and we don't have to buy what we don't like. Unfortunately for him, he has to read what I like.
I don't have money
because he don't have no money. All right. So thanks, guys, everybody, for joining us in our lightning quick reviews, which was a little bit faster today than normal,
which was weird because we had more books,
which is great because we really went through that pretty quick. But yeah, we enjoyed it. This week was a pretty good week overall.
Yeah.
And a lot of good stuff. And we have a lot of good stuff coming up with the one-shots coming out, things of that sort. So, again, thank you for joining us today. We have a unboxing coming up later this evening around 8:30 and AOK from Rod the Rican. So, yeah. Well, right at this point, Gray Man, he doesn't have much choice. He gets to read what I like. But at some point, he'll get a job, and then he'll get to buy what he likes.
Money.
Yeah, I know. Whippersnappers, that's the only way you can keep them in line. Little ear check. All right, guys, so we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time here in the long box.
Little Gib slap.
Peace.
See you.